Hey, here we come for a new lesson to answer some question of how I do recording for me to make my songs. So here's the way I use FL Studio 9 to do this. Firstly, I do a template just like that. See your playlist just right there. Since the FL Studio 7, you can do add name of a row, add icons, and also add color for each row. That's thing really cool. For example, do a track for the drums. I can do rename and do the name you want and then the color you want on the palette and press enter. Also do the same thing with set. I do this by right clicking, of course, to see this menu, and then set the icon, for example the drum for the drum, guitar. It's only appearance, but it really helps to be not scrambled, not be amazing, angry. Anyway, so this is the way I do my recording. So firstly, I have to click on the playlist and select the pattern number 1. If this one is cool, can add a pattern. I already do a pattern for drums. You can hear this one. This is a kind of polka one. Well, you can select the pattern, select source pattern, or each pattern you do. So maybe pattern 2 and pattern 3 for the example I will use. I already made a pattern that sound like, not this one. Important, if you want to work with playlists, you have to put in the song mode, clicking just right here, and then okay, it's a beat for 1, the speed part of 1. So using the paint tool, I can paint a lot of repeat of the pattern I want. Firstly, here's the prepare tips for recording. So I hit the F9 as a shortcut to make appear the mixer. Firstly, I already use the rig of my guitar that make the injustice for all tone. So I input my guitar using the ASIO input of the USB audio codec. I use ADS Instant Music cheap box, but really work well for plug my guitar on the left channel. One thing is really cool. That's since the version 7, the USB, you can select the left or right channel independently, so you can put the codec 1 for one track, codec 2 for another track, and make a different rig, so you can see if you're two guitar player together. It's really cool for that. Okay, next I go to the effect option menu. To this recording, only keep check auto create or the audio clip. Really important. Each time we record an audio clip, it will appear on the playlist. Latency compensation is a piece of shit. 30-bit float recording is not necessary. Really work well in 16-bit. The auto arm and really not recommended, because every time you record a clip, the record arming will disappear, and then you have to rearm. It's really piece of, and really boring. It's really annoying. So to start recording, I click, of course, the record diskette arm. By default, FL Studio direct the recording to recorded folder, integrated folder. But I recommend to create your own folder and you have to split your hard drive in two partitions. That's what I really do. So I do a partition for C and D, or E. I made the E. So personally, I do a rave record. So with this, you can go to the folder you create and then hit the plus button, set as favorite. So you will see that on the favorite list. So that's my rave record. You can set a name if you want. By default, that FL Studio put a name that call the name of the file and the underscore the name of the track. Each time you make an audio clip, it will add a number at the end. So I click record. Okay, I use a French online operating system, so it's really different. I'm going to use a French speaker. So I'm ready to record. Record is armed. So for example, I'm ready to record. So the next time, when I record, the audio clip will appear on the next free space under. So I put the place at the beginning, so we record at the beginning, so I'm ready to record. So I can I click the record button already, or you can also hit the R key to switch between record or not record. So I'm ready. So for example, okay, I got my rig, so I'm ready to record the first rhythm guitar, for example. So we're gonna go. I have to speak in French now, in English. So I'm ready. 2, 3, 4. I can stop just right there. I'll double click. Now I have to panning this guitar to the left. So I double click, double left click the clip and see the property, and panning this clip to the left at 90 degrees left. Turn this off. I will do the same thing with another guitar to make the stereo guitar sound. So hit the space button to play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can stop just right there. Because the one thing is really cool that FL Studio can do loop perfectly with zero cross cut, perfect. I do the same thing with the other guitar, putting on the right row, rhythm guitar 1, rhythm guitar 2. You can also click, if you click on the this little wave icon, you can do rename. I can rename this, for example, bridge RJ1 for bridge rhythm guitar 1, and do the same thing with the other rename bridge rhythm guitar 2. One thing is really cool, you can do a loop with that. So you can select the slice cut, just like that, this cut, to cut exactly whatever you want on the right, like a ruler, what you want to cut. And then you take the brush button or press the B button. So you have a shortcut, B for brush, C for cut. It's really cool. When with the brush button, you right click to remove what's bleeding. So you can do exactly the right measure. So you can hold the shift key and drag and drop the first clip as you want. Do the same thing, holding the key and then drag and drop. So you have a perfect look. Let's turn off the record, do that at the end. No click, the loop is really perfect. So this is the way I do a song recording with loop. One thing really advice is really cool. So you can treat, if you have bad recording at the last, of course, I do the same thing. I have mentioned, of course, to panning the other clip to the right for the other guitar. That's I really not do. So the result is. And also you can also record more guitar, extra lead guitar for harmonics, or same thing for vocal, same thing for bass, to make pattern with this. So this is what you can do with FL Studio. And one thing you have, suppose you don't want this clip and play other thing, you right click all the one that appear, and if I hit the F6 button, okay, I removed it from the playlist, but it's still there. You can also select them and then hit the control and delete. But really something, that's a macro really cool in FL Studio. You do, once you remove all the clip, you go to Tools, go to Macros, and then purge unused audio clip. So I'll give you an example of what to do. This audio clip is not on the playlist, so you go to Tools, Macro, purge unused audio clip, and they disappear. That's really the cool macro they get in FL Studio. So you know the way I do my song, so I hope it will be helpful. So I see you next time for another tutorial about other stuff. Ciao, guys.